What's going on, guys? Schmitty here. Welcome back to another video, and today, guys, we have some Infinite Warfare beta footage for you in the background today, and we're going to be talking about the Infinite Warfare beta itself today, so hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay in the background playing on Terminal, and we're just going to talk about the beta today, my thoughts of it, what I think of this game going forward following the beta, and let's get right into it. So some of the things that I did like about the beta was that, you know, it felt pretty good. Overall, it still felt like Call of Duty. Everybody thinks that because this game's in the future and it has advanced movement, it's not going to feel like Call of Duty. That's not the case. This game does still feel like Call of Duty. It feels at a pretty good pace, a little bit slower than Black Ops 3. But overall, you know, the pace of the game's fine. It still feels like Call of Duty. Doesn't feel like anything too crazy. And I really like that. Some more other things. The hit detection's really good. When the connection was on and going well in the beta, my bullets were hitting really nice. That's one of the things I've always liked about Infinity Ward games, is that the bullets hit very, very nicely in this game. And so that felt really, really good. The weapons, they all seem viable. That's another good thing I liked. You know, nothing was too overused other than the snipers. I'll touch on that in a little bit, but everything seemed pretty good as far as that goes. The guns were fun to use. The variation between all the ballistic and the energy weapons was pretty good, something pretty interesting. And all the energy weapons, they all get used like ballistic weapons, basically. You know, you think back to the EM1 in Advanced Warfare. That thing was nothing like any other gun we've seen. It didn't perform like a normal gun that we would see in Call of Duty, but things such as the ERAD, the FHR, you know, all those energy shooting weapons, those feel just like the ballistic weapons. That's how they perform. Now, you know, they kind of reload themselves in a way. You guys have probably realized that if you played the beta, that those energy guns, you don't really have to reload. They kind of put bullets back in them themselves, but you know, for the most part, they do feel like normal guns, which is good. Personally, though, I mean, I'm not too much of a fan of the laser guns. The sound and the way they perform, I don't know, it just doesn't feel amazing to me. I'm not a huge fan of the laser guns, but they do perform pretty well, and they do feel like normal guns, which is a good thing. So, you know, overall with this game, I'm torn. I've gone back and forth. I was really hyped going into the beta, and, you know, after playing it, and I played it for a pretty decent amount. I didn't get the top rank. I only got to play the second weekend because I play on Xbox, as many of you probably know. But I got up to about rank 24 or 25, not too bad. So I put a pretty good amount of time into this game. And, you know, I'm torn. I've gone back and forth. There's some things I do like about this game, and there's a lot of potential in there. But at the same time, I'm worried for this Call of Duty. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, could be changed and could be fixed to make the game a lot better than what some people experienced during the beta. But for the most part, there's some things that I just think are going to have a negative effect on this game. One of them being the combat rigs that, you know, you guys see I just got one right there on the screen. I just got the Claw, and that thing is by far the most overpowered rig in the game as far as what I could tell. The thing was super good. It's basically just an up-close melt machine. There's no way you're ever going to die using that thing up close to any other gun. Thing just absolutely destroys. But you know, when specialists were announced in Black Ops 3, it was really cool. It kind of gave you as a player a whole new personalization and a whole new way to play, which is really cool. But the problem was it just affected the consistency and kind of how the game was played. And I watched a Nadeshot video, him talking about the Infinite Warfare beta the other day, and one of his points was, you know, look, if it's 5-5, you know, round 11 of a search, playing for $100,000 into 1v1 situation, someone could heat wave you and just take that all from you. You know, you wouldn't even have a chance. And that's kind of what became of specialists in Black Ops 3. Yes, they're fun to use. Yes, they're this whole new way to play and this whole new cool personalization item for a lot of people in the game. But the problem is they just affect the consistency. And in Call of Duty, you don't really want to affect the consistency. There's just, you know, with the last few Call of Duties, predictability has just gone straight down the tube. I mean, it's just not really there anymore. And I saw that a lot in this game. You know, the spawns were a bit quirky, but that's, you know, that can be fixed. Just a few tune-ups. You know, spawns are hard to get in Call of Duty. Hard to get right, I should say, anyway. So But for the beta, they could be tuned, they could be fixed, so I'm not overly worried about that. But, just overall the predictability and just the consistency of this game, it worries me. But, we'll have to wait and see. The maps overall were pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan at all of Frontier, and I think that was by far one of the worst maps that maybe I've ever played. I don't know. I just could not. I didn't even do poorly on it for the most part, but it just, like I said, the consistency, the predictability was not there, and overall as a map, I don't see that one succeeding. It's just like this two-lane map that goes in so many directions, and it's so close quarters. There's just not a lot you can do, really, for the most part. It's so hard to get on streaks on that map, and I don't know. It just didn't feel like a good flowing map, but, Throwback, Precinct, Terminal, those maps all felt good, and it was good to see that Terminal came back, and it still felt like it's same old map. That was really nice. Another thing that does worry me about this game, though, is the weapon variants, and I really don't know why they brought these back. I mean, these were definitely hated from Advanced Warfare, and I think this time around they're even worse, because if you guys remember in Advanced Warfare, the weapon variants in that game, yeah, there were some really good ones. You had the Obsidian Steed, you had the Speakeasy, but those weapons still had drawbacks. They still had things they couldn't do. For example, the Obsidian Steed, yeah, it had +2 damage, but also had down 1 accuracy and down 2 fire rates, so, there was a drawback to it. Yes, it was still very overpowered, but there were drawbacks. In this game, there's no drawbacks on the variants. I mean, you got guns like the NV4 Flatline that have infinite damage. You throw a suppressor on that thing, you've got even more damage than a lot of the guns in this game. And suppressors are supposed to keep your gun from doing damage at a distance, but that's just not how it's going to work with the NV4 Flatline. You got guns like the FHR, the Epic version, that every time you get a kill, you get about, I think it was calculated to get about a 30 of your health back. That just ruins the whole flow of a game. I mean, you get shots on somebody and they kill you with the FHR, that variant specifically, your teammate's going to go around expecting him to be one shot, and he's still going to have a good part of his health left. That just totally ruins the flow of the game. So I'm not really the biggest fan of these variants. We'll see how they work out in the full game. I'm sure there's going to be more. It didn't seem like there was hardly any. There was only 4 for each of the guns, so I'm assuming there's going to be more. You can't just only roll out 4 for each gun. I don't think. I mean, I think each gun started out with 10 apiece in Advanced Warfare, so I'd expect there to be more. And I don't know. They're just really crazy this year. I think they're really going to ruin the flow of the game, but we'll have to wait and see. And overall, with this game, I'm worried. It's got a ton of potential. Don't get me wrong. This game has a ton of potential. It could be a very good game and shock a lot of people. But, at the same time, it could also be the flop that everyone's expecting it be get all the hate and make that all deserving hate. I really don't know. This game really worries me because it could fix all these issues, the issues with the snipers that are super overpowered. I'm expecting that to be fixed. There not be a problem there. But the two things that worry the most are the variants and the rigs. I just think they totally ruin the flow of the game. The movement is fine. I'm fine with the Black Ops 3 movement. Black Ops 3 still made a very good game with that type of movement, so I'm really not worried about that in any form. Don't get me wrong, I want to see Call of Duty go back to boots on the ground, and I think we'll see that with the 2017 title of Call of Duty. But as far as how the game's going to play with this movement, I'm not really worried about that. It's the variants in the rigs that really worry me the most, and I think are just going to make this game get really old. But as it stands right now, I don't see this Call of Duty lasting a long time. I don't see it making it much past February, March, if it even goes that long. But, maybe I could be wrong. If they keep bringing content, with DLC, armor, and variants and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you'll see this game be extended for a little bit, but, I don't know. This game, it's got potential, but we're just gonna have to see if it lives up to it. I'm really interested to see what the full game is like, and get my hands on that. I think we'll get a better idea overall of this Call of Duty. once we get the full game. The beta, you know, just kind of a trial version, didn't really have everything in there, and we didn't get to play all the maps and everything, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely going to, you know, keep playing this game. I'm not giving up fully on it after the beta. It's just the beta did show me how this game is going to work and how everything's going to run, and, you know, I'm happy they did do this beta because it's going to allow them to improve the game and, you know, take all our feedback and put what we want to see into the game. You know, not everything, but, you know, some good parts, and get some fixes to make sure this game is as good as it can possibly be. We'll just have to wait and see how good that really is. But, you know, I guess personally for me, all eyes are toward Modern Warfare Remastered at this point, just because you know, footage is starting to be dropped of that game. Some of the bigger YouTubers were able to go and check out Raven Studios, and you get to play some early multiplayer of Call of Duty 4 Remastered, and you know, all that footage is getting put out, and I'm really liking what I see. It's gonna it just looks like it's gonna be a Modern Warfare 4 for me. You know, if for those of you guys that played COD 4 back in the day, then it's gonna be, you know, getting COD 4 back in the best way possible. But I never got to play COD 4 back in the day, so for me it's gonna be like, you know, just extending from Modern Warfare 3, which is probably my second favorite Call of Duty of all time. And, you know, I love the modern era. I think that is where Call of Duty should stick for the most part. You know, I'm not opposed to World War II, but, you know, this future stuff, it's got to go, you know, and I'm happy that this is most likely going to be the last year of it. But, you know, that doesn't mean Infinite Warfare is going to be terrible. Like I said, I could be totally wrong, but after playing this game and seeing how everything works and seeing all this stuff get put together, you know, I don't know. I'm worried. I'm still going to give it some time, still going to have an open mind to it, but those are just kind of my thoughts in what I think of the game following playing the beta. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about Infinite Warfare, if you guys have played it, if you guys got a chance to hop on the beta over the 2 weekends. And let me know what you guys think. What do you think is going to be a problem, or what can make this game great? What changes in this game must they make to make it better? But anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy the video. Make sure to smack the schmet out of that like button down below if you guys did. Also subscribe. We got more videos coming soon. Hope you guys all have a good one. I will see you guys on another video. So long, everybody.